Oh dear, not the perfect start to a bike tour, but the cause was soon diagnosed and the problem remedied with a gas bottle. And off we go on the V-Line train to Ararat, followed by a quick change onto the overland. A bit more rattling, and oh dear, here comes the rain. Ah well. Good morning, and thanks for joining us on the ride, which will take us from Bordertown across the border into Victoria and up to Swan Hill. We're just in Bordertown right now, and we've had a very delightful stay at the 105 on the Park Motel. We're heading down to Foodland to buy a couple of things, and then we'll hit the road. Interesting castellated silos or whatever they are, I'm not sure. We've been riding probably for about an hour. It rained torrentially when we left Bordertown, which was a total surprise. And we sheltered in somebody's carport and had an apparel change. Now the sun's come out and we're going to do another change. And here's an explanation of those unusual castellated tanks or silos, I thought they were. And that's an artist's impression of how the tanks might have been looked and how the site was disguised to look like a farm. And that's the remains today. We're now approaching a former railway service town called Serviceton. This was a great facility. Classified level 3 building erected on the then disputed territory as a junction station between the states of Victoria and South Australia. It was erected at a cost of £8,449 and 9 shillings. That way Victoria, that way South Australia. Well, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's been an interesting day today. Well, this morning and the early afternoon was certainly, I suppose the modern terminology is a binary day. It was very good in parts and very challenging in others. Good road. It is a lovely road. So this is far better than where we were this morning, don't you think? When we got bogged. Oh yes, it takes a bit of effort to bog a bike. But that's what we managed to do this morning. We turned onto a road that Mary said later was signposted wet weather road only and dry weather road only, beg your pardon. And it certainly was dry weather road only. And yes, we did get bogged. And it took us an hour to get the mud off our tyres. Unfortunately, there was a few large puddles that we could use to water down the mud until it finally So the sun's shining, the wind's behind us, and everything in the garden, so to speak, is rosy.
I agree. Now it is.
Ah, now you've got a smile on your face.
So rosy this morning.
No, there are a few scowls in my direction. There's a bush reserve to our right and farmlands over to our left. And Mary just said, what a fabulous scene, and it really is. It's just absolutely wonderful. Off shears sheep. Good morning everybody, and thanks again for joining us on this ride. We're just leaving Nil, which was our overnight stop after a fairly tough day yesterday, and now we're setting sail, as it were, for Ballarat for coffee, and then for our overnight stop in the delightfully named Rainbow.